This is always a big topic with these type of podcasts, right? So are men intimidated by independent women? You got the giggles over there. You got to say on this one.
Because it's like, I feel like men aren't intimidated by independent women. I feel like boys are intimidated. Because I feel like a man got his, he got shit together. He don't really got to worry about, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah. That's fair. It's a difference between the men and the boys.
We always say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? What about y'all?
I feel like they are.
Mm-hmm. Bring. We're gonna need you to bring the mic a little closer. We got hear this.
I feel like it becomes a power thing. Like when a guy sees a girl that don't really need him, they feel like, what am I here for? And then they just feel like they less than. So I feel like, yeah, they do be intimidated. Like they can't really control you because you could do everything by yourself.
So you think it's a control thing?
Yeah.
Interesting. What about you?
I feel like the only way a guy will be intimidated is if they feel like they can't bring nothing to the table.
On that.
So we can't bring nothing to the table, so
they would feel intimidated, yes. Because if I'm somebody who's bringing a table to the table, of course you're going to feel intimidated by me.
I hear that table, it just is a triggering. It's a trigger.
Yes.
What are you bringing to this so-called table?
I mean, me for myself, I work a 9 to 5. I mean, I'm a single mother. I take care of my kid. I pay my own bills. If you want to go 50-50 with me, that's cool. But if you don't, I can also do it on my own.
All right. But that's everything that you do for yourself. What are you bringing to the table as far as a relationship?
Stability, emotional support, cooking, cleaning. I mean, the basic things of a woman from being back then, because I'm raised by an old school Dominican woman. Okay. So everything has to be done in the house for your man before he gets home from work.
And men are intimidated by getting that? If we know we getting that, you think we're still intimidated?
Well, what I mean by intimidated is the whole 9 to 5 or not needing your help financially. Or just being like, I could go do my thing on my own. I don't really need you.
But I feel like when we all right, so like you said, basically if you guys want you to ask for shit, but when you to need them, but when you need them, they're never there. It's always, you're asking for too much, or you want this, you want
or
that.
You could do it yourself.
Yeah, you could do it yourself, or get that other to do it.
Go ahead,
but if you're leading with saying, I can do everything myself, when you come ask me things, if I'm hearing I can do everything by myself, I'm really, your approach, if I'm hearing that, I'm not going to want to pretty much do much for someone.
You don't got to necessarily say that. I feel like if a guy knows you're independent, he should know you can do everything by yourself.
And still do his part.
But in all of you guys' examples, y'all said I could do everything by myself. So if y'all letting a man know that, but
why still not want to do something?
Yeah,
right. Why you letting me just do everything do it? Don't be
because you made it a factor to let a man know I don't need you.
Yeah, you made it a big deal.
Yeah,
we didn't make it a big deal. None of us said, "Oh, y'all can do everything by yourself." Y'all, that was the first thing that came out your mouth.
Hit him with your line when
I was going to say that. Everything that I am waiting because I just want to hear what everybody's saying. But everything that you said, again. You're an adult. Everything you listed is you just being a human adult. So I expect you to be independent. Just like I'm independent, Ace is independent, Jew is independent. We do everything for ourselves. So I hate when women lead with that. You know what I mean? If you're a lot of women's personality trait is that I'm strong, independent, and don't need no man.
We don't want to be.
But if you're leading with that, if we just met you and
the mic.
Oh, my fault. If we just met you and the first thing you want to tell me about yourself is that you're strong, independent, don't need no man, of course, that's not showing me anything that you could offer a long-term successful relationship. So I don't think it's a fact that maybe there are some men who are intimidated. I can agree with you on that. But I think most men don't want to deal with that because usually women that have that mindset usually end up treating their significant other in a belittling type of way. And the guys are just like, you know what? I don't want to deal with that. It has nothing about being intimidated. It's just avoiding the headache. It's just unpleasant sometimes to be around people who lead with their finances or lead with their education because you tend to not treat them as a human. You just treat them as disposable. Mm-hmm. Just like if you had a job, your employer told you, yo, I don't need you. You know what I mean? Like, you fuck up right now, I don't need you. You know what I mean? I appreciate you being here, but I don't need you. How would that make you feel? As an employee, how would that make you feel?
I just feel like it's okay to somebody I don't need you, because at the end of the day, everybody's replaceable.
Yeah.
With that being
that's really a
said,
fact.
but with you saying those actual, you can know that. We all know that. Anybody, if you're not providing any good qualities in my life, I know that. But the fact that you're saying it is already like switching the slopes of how I'm into the relationship. Because I already feel like I'm thinking that you don't really have a concern because you're already worrying about how much you don't need me, rather than worrying about how we going to build and make this thing work.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when a guy knows that you need him, and that's why I said it's a control thing. When a guy knows that you need him, they try to hold that over your head.
That could be belittling as well.
And then it makes us look like we less than.
I think then it should be what was the word? Intimidating for you guys, because I let my woman know all the time that I need her. Okay. I don't know where I would be without my woman. Okay. You get what I'm saying? So if men could make themselves, feel comfortable enough to say that, why is it so hard for women to understand that they need men as much as we need women?
We do, because I just had to build mad stuff by myself.
I feel like it's a different type of need, like need emotionally and a need financially. If I feel like everybody needs somebody emotionally, if it's your friend, dad, parents, like your spouse, your partner. I feel like, yeah, of course, like I need you emotionally for me, but financially, like
I don't need you.
I could do bad by myself. Like, you get what I'm trying to say?
But
like
we understand that. You know what I mean? Again, you're an adult. I expect you to be able to handle yourself like an adult. So, but the issue is that, like, me personally, I don't want a woman that's strong and independent. I want a woman that's strong and interdependent, because I want to depend on my woman just like I want her to depend on me. We depend on each other. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I would never fix my lips to tell a woman that I don't need her. Even though I am independent, I do everything on my own. I've been doing that. You get what I'm saying? Since an early age, I would never lead with that to a woman. Like, yo, I'm independent. I don't need you, but I appreciate you being here on this date. I'm gonna lead with things that I know that you find valuable to a long-term successful relationship. So I think that's where the issue becomes, because like I said, it becomes some women's personality trait is I'm strong and independent. Like, lead with something else. You know what I mean? That men actually value from a woman, instead of like bragging to him how much you don't need him. That's how it comes off to some men.
And we're not scared of a woman that's independent. We want to know that if I'm not around,
you not.
I believe there's a lot of men that's not. We just don't like the approach of a woman that's telling us that. So if you're telling me, if you're leading about, like he's saying, by saying how much you don't need me, I don't like that. I don't want to. I don't want to hear it. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, well, fuck you. You don't need me. I don't need you. All right, oh, well, you need this dick, or you need this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm here for. And then I'm not building with that person. I'm building with. I already know that before my woman, me and her got in a relationship, she was independent. Mm-hmm. She's still independent when she's not around me. So I want to know that you can handle yourself. I want to know that you are smart enough, strong enough, whatever the case may be. But when we together, it's a whole different thing. Yeah.
That a relationship is about two people to come together and being one. I mean, that's according to me. So again, if you're independent, that kind of defeats the purpose of coming together and being one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think even both parties, even when a man is independent and a woman is independent, it just doesn't mix. Y'all both need each other to have a successful relationship. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, y'all both lay down to have sex. Y'all both lay down to produce this child. Like, you know what I'm saying? So both people need each other. So the fact that we are going around telling each other how much we don't need them kind of makes a dynamic that people don't want to be around.
You think that's why a lot of relationships don't work nowadays?
I mean, there's a lot of factors why a lot of relationships
that's one of the reasons.
I mean, it could be.
Independence, I think women look at it just like financially, right? Because y'all want a man to feel like he need to pay anything for you, right?
No, I want you to pay little things here and there.
I mean, but when you say I don't need you financially, we thinking that's what you're talking about, right? Financially, like I don't need a man to pay my bills. I don't need a man to do this.
But it's like we can do that ourselves. But hello.
But why say that part if hello?
Maybe it's a
because
maybe
don't say it.
Huh?
Basically, just don't say it.
Yeah, I mean,
lead with other. I think you should be more focused with leading with other factors outside of that you're independent and you're strong. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe bring how much you're family oriented, how much you're feminine, or how much you support like some. You know what I mean? Like other things that I think men would value hearing from a woman than I'm just strong and independent.
Men in this generation today do not value that.
They don't care about your family.
Being family orientated.
Yeah,
They don't care about that.
But we gotta go back to what you said earlier about the boys and then the men.
Yeah.
It depends on the type of quality of men that you're going after. Maybe those men don't value family, but there's a lot of men like myself who do value family.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So trying to build a family, why wouldn't you value it?
A lot of people don't really ask about that anymore.
Correct.
Yeah,
They just jump into a relationship with anybody.
Yes.
They don't even know where they coming from, what type of household they came from.
If you adopted, homeless.
You sure they just jumping in a
They be like,
relationship?
fuck it, I like you.
They just jumping into sex. Which
They jumping into bed.
Yeah.
They jumping into bed and automatically make them think you in a relationship. No,
they just go together.
No, once you hit it, you in a relationship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We just got to get. I think we have to get used to words like interdependence. I don't know if you ever even heard that term.
That's my first time hearing that.
You know what I mean? It's when two people depend on each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think we need to get more to those because, I think that, strong nuclear families is what's going to ultimately bring us back to the place that we need to be in society as a community. And if we keep going away from that, if everybody keeps thinking that they don't need each other, if everybody wants to keep being single, again, the only people that benefits from people being single is the government. They keep you working longer. You buying more fast food.
They don't give you no help.
You taking more vacations. You just spending more when you're single than if you're married. So that's the only people that benefits from being, from people not being married. Like, you know what I mean? So
Definitely.
What you think about this, Ace?
I think you already touched everything.
They're real quiet. You got nothing to say?
I mean, everything was said already, man.
Yeah, he was just like, yeah, them niggas
I was
said
just
that.
like, yeah.
The nail
When he said, every time about the, yeah, okay. You got it.